No more fucking around. It's Wild Style Radio. Wild Style Radio.
What's up? We're back on the Stand Up and Shout Rock Show with Whisk and Kev, coming to you live from Salisbury Center Studios in Manassas, Virginia, on the Wild Style Network, fueled by Monster Energy. And while we're talking about sponsors and stuff, we want to encourage everyone to go out to shop.standupandshoutrockshow.com and pick up one of our t-shirts.
Excellent point, Kevin. You're a genius. You're a genius, my friend.
Thank you.
Shopstandupandshoutrockshow.com.
Absolutely.
You'll find beautiful apparel there to express your Stand Up and Shout Rock Show pride.
Yes.
Yeah. Right on.
Yeah, and as we always like to talk about good live rock music, and we've got some shows coming up. We've got some going on right now, so if you got nothing to do after you're done listening and watching us, come on down to the Salisbury Center. It's Thursday night, metal night, but also in the region, coming up on August the 9th at Jammin Java in Vienna.
Yeah, our special and esteemed guests.
All right, Shock Mafia hitting the stage. And welcome to the show, Jon Doranz of Shock Mafia joining us.
How's it going, guys?
Doing good.
Glad you could make it. Glad this came together.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And hopefully Jeff will be able to join us in a little bit. But if not, plenty of conversation to go around.
Of course,
Awesome.
always.
Yeah, so I know, obviously, we've talked quite a bit off camera. And this is the first time we've had the opportunity to come on camera with you, talk about Shock Mafia. I know you guys have been waiting to get out and do some live performance, and that's getting ready to happen. So talk a little bit about where you guys are at, what we could expect at that show.
Sure. Thanks again for having me. And I think we were rolling before COVID hit us, and we kind of had to start over again and getting a nice fresh start here. And really looking forward. This is our first time really getting back out there with a new lineup. Got some new music as well. And have some great guests as well. My buddy John Fischel, go way back actually, and also Never Elected, two great bands, also original hard rock music. So it's gonna be a really fun night.
So I'll say, like, you're bringing up the fact that you played and you had a little momentum before COVID. One of the things, John, that I appreciate, and I was watching it today, and of course I've watched it at other times, is your last Jammin Java show, that I understand was your last Jammin Java show, I might be wrong, was July of 2019, and you have the entire show posted on YouTube.
Yeah, most of it. I think we have all the tracks up there, and it was great. We sold out the show, and we had that great momentum going, and then, of course, everything got shut down. But we weren't deterred. We stuck with it. Took us a while to get back in the saddle again, but we're pretty psyched to get out there again.
Sure. So those tracks, so if people want to, kind of get a taste of Shock Mafia, not only the music, but the live show, are you looking at the same kind of setup for the set list that you're having, or is there other tracks that may have been developed, in that time between the show and that one?
Yeah, we actually have a new track called Sin coming out. Really excited to play that one live for the first time. And we made some changes to some of the previous tracks. We had a new lineup now and had a lot of great new ideas. So we shifted some stuff around. And so we're really excited about playing it live.
Cool.
And, we got to talk to Jeff several months back. So we, had a great conversation with him. But first time getting to chat with you on the Stand Up and Shout Rock Show. Introduce yourself to the audience and tell them a little bit about your background, your influences. Obviously, we can pick up on some of it from the background.
EVH?
Yes.
The very obvious and glaring EVH background back there.
Yeah, it's basically Van Halen and hockey is my life. That sums it up. But no, I actually, my mom was a big influence on me. She was a classically trained pianist in opera. And funny enough, it probably wasn't until like 6th or 7th grade that I really started listening to hard rock and metal. Really got turned on, probably around like the Diver Down era of Van Halen. But actually, I was into all sorts of stuff. I mean, I listened to classical, jazz, even show tunes and stuff like that early on as a kid. And 7th grade, I think everything changed. A buddy of mine introduced me to Van Halen and Santana, and forever changed everything, And I started out playing saxophone. That was, growing up as a kid. And when I hit high school, kind of wanted to change, and picked up guitar and never looked back.
Sweet.
And can't fault you with go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Rush is also a big influence. I mean, I love
And
Looks like Zoom dropped them.
Oh, we got a Zoom drop. Oh, wait. I saw some motion.
There he's back.
There he's back.
Yeah,
There we
some
go,
strange
John.
stuff happening. I saw you guys freeze up for a second.
Yes.
We still good?
We're still
Yep.
good.
All
We
right.
had a hiccup.
Yeah, you were speaking to Rush.
I think, yeah. Yeah, Rush was another big influence. Many other bands, though, that I've listened to growing up. Guns N' Roses, Maiden, Journey, other big influences as well. But just really a little bit of everything.
And I was going to say, I certainly can't fault you for your influence with hockey as well. So
Yeah, well, we could go on and on. I promised our Jeff that we wouldn't talk too much hockey, but, I think the first time we actually met in person was at a hockey game.
it was, yeah. We can save that for the next podcast.
Actually, they told me this was a hockey podcast. That's how they got me on here.
I could easily
like
flip to
switched
that,
on me,
John.
Yeah, yeah.
We could easily go
we
down
could
that
flip
road.
to that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, John, I saw in your advertising for the Jammin' Java show, you describe, because we talk about music styles and how people classify music. You guys went pretty wide open. It's just original classic rock. Can you explain that a little bit? Like how you came up with really kind of that term? Just because, not that you came up with the term classic rock, but how you describe Shock Mafia's sound as original classic rock.
Well, I think, our backgrounds are pretty eclectic. And, Jeff, I think has a great love for rock and metal, but also, soul, R&B, funk, obviously with the Egypt, the Egypt connection and before, wide variety of stuff. I mean.
Oh, got a hiccup again. We hear an applause
Yeah, got applause out
from
of
the ladder match show. But we liked where Jeff was going. Maybe the applause was going there.
the poor still frame of him just stuck there, just waiting for Jeff to come back. Or
Very
John to come
contemplative.
back.
It's contemplative Jon Doranz.
That was a good answer coming too.
I know. I was excited about that. I mean, well, we've talked about that a little bit, what we define as classic rock and roll. So I don't know where they
Sorry
were
about
going to
that. I don't know what the heck's going on. I had to. I just got my studio kind of back together here, so we might be experiencing a few glitches there. But
Hey,
anyway,
we're glad
I was
you're
talking
back.
about what's it? Yeah, well,
Yeah.
good to be back. So I left off. Gus, the other guitar player, and I went to high school together, and we kind of rejoined later on in life. But he was into kind of thrash, and really when I was starting to play guitar, he was already excelling, and he was already awesome, and he was into thrash, Megadeth, Metallica kind of stuff, and they were doing original music too, which was great.
And would you describe that, though, because you just used the term thrash? So I get back to, the debate that Kevin and I have had over multiple episodes of this show. Like, what is classic rock? So and I would not, describe any Shock Mafia as that thrash sound and the roots that you just described.
No, but there's an influence there. There's a lot of influences kind of hidden. And, I think we're writing a lot of new music as well. We won't necessarily be playing it coming up in this show. But we have some heavier songs as well that we're working on. But I don't know. I like to not really limit, what the songs are, what type of music it is. And we just have so many influences. I think we try not to sound like anybody else. But, I think, there's obviously, maybe a little bit of Black Sabbath in there as well, riff-based, kind of hard rock and metal. But, you bring up a good point. Boneyard, for example, you listen to that. That used to be, hard rock metal.
Right.
Now it's what do they call it? Classic.
Right. Classic
hard rock.
Classic hard rock.
Something like that. So, yeah, I mean, what was heavy to us back then? I mean, Megadeth, Maiden, but now obviously the landscape's changed, and that's kind of like the old guard, right?
Yeah,
for sure. So in terms of the upcoming show at Jammin' Java, is it going to be an all original set? You guys have enough tunes or are you going to mix some covers in? Because we've shared out and seen the Mean Street cover you guys did, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, so if you're listening, what Kevin's referring to is a Shock Mafia YouTube cover that the band put together during COVID when everybody was separated of Mean Street, Van Halen's Mean Street, which is an outrageously great cover of that song.
Oh,
sorry,
thank you very much.
Yeah,
that was right after Eddie passed, and we were kind of thinking, we were like, all right, what's a great song? We just all kind of just thought of that song instantly. It's just got that great funky heavy groove,
Yeah.
So for the upcoming show, is it going to be all originals?
Oh, sorry, yeah. We're going to be doing all originals, and I think actually all three bands are probably doing originals. I think John Fischel's band, sometimes they throw in a odd cover or two. They kind of throw their own spin on it, and so you might hear something like that. But for the most part, all original music, all original like hard rock and metal from all three bands.
Very cool. And so, so if I backtrack a little bit about the lineup change that you mentioned from the 2019 Jammin' Java show, you speak to that a little bit, and who you had that's come in since that show, and how you guys have kind of gelled.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really come together, and went through a series of changes, and ultimately we got Jim Chaney on drums. If you remember Jimmy's Chicken Shack, he was one of the founding members.
Sure.
So he's added just some, great elements to the band. Great, just hard rock, metal drummer, but just really, really talented. And we also added Brian Say on bass, phenomenal bass player, definitely holding down the groove. And so with that, I think there were some basic changes in the band, but I think the still holds true. Groove based, hard rock, and they've been a great addition. And adding a lot of flavor to the band. A lot of new ideas that you'll see when we play live together.
Sure.
Sweet. And I know I'm looking forward to coming out and catching the show. Can you share any of your social media channels so folks they want to come check you guys out, check out some of the new music or upcoming shows or anything that you guys are doing, and where are you guys promoting all of that?
Absolutely. So Facebook is probably the most updated. We're kind of gearing all of that up again. It kind of, as we were on hiatus, as was the social media, but we're starting to ramp that up again. I'd say probably the Facebook page, and you can find that under Shock Mafia Band. So it's just facebook.com/Shock Mafia Band.
Cool. Awesome.
And you can also find us on Instagram, but I think Facebook is the most up to date. And then you can also find us on YouTube as well. Same handle.
And I will plug your YouTube show from the Jammin' Java almost in the sense that I play it like an album. That is something that, because you've separated the songs. It's not just simply seeing, like a lot of bands would post a live show. It's just all one recording that might be an hour to an hour and a half recording. You guys did a really good job in your editing of the songs, and having them come out as individual songs that you can treat in a playlist, right? You can make them in addition to any part of your playlist or watch them in succession, but it does play like an album to me. So I do appreciate that, John. I want to bring that up and point that out to others, because you did really kind of a different approach to that.
Oh, appreciate it. Well, like Kevin, Kevin and I have a lot of similarities in our professional careers. We do video as well. So, that kind of...
John just brought it up. He's showing the video of it.
Awesome.
Yeah, of your Shock Mafia recordings from that night.
Cool.
So sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but you're talking about...
Oh, no worries.
Your production.
No. It's just, we kind of do video in our other careers here. So, it was just one of those natural progressions. Edit the video.
Yeah.
As soon as we get it.
So that was you. That was your crafty work there.
It was my crafty work, yes.
Well, the other thing too, like I'd recommend that, just to anyone that's listening or sees this before the show, you're going to get a taste of Shock Mafia specifically at the Jammin' Java where you'll be playing next. So it's a great venue. Kevin and I have been there several times. So you brought up Egypt. We've seen Egypt there, and looking forward to, we will be there. We're looking forward to seeing you.
We probably ran into each other over the years. We just didn't know it. I mean, we all listen to the same kind of stuff, right? And we're all big Egypt
Absolutely.
fans. So, that was kind of cool how that evolved. I when I was in, high school, going in college, seeing Egypt all the time. So it's kind of like one of those pinch me moments, where Jeff and I are jamming together, and it's great.
Sure.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you spending a few minutes with us, and as we mentioned, it's August the 9th at Jammin' Java. Shock
we will
Mafia.
be there. We will absolutely be there. We're going to see you there, John. We're not going to miss that.
All right.
I'm very much looking forward to this show.
Appreciate it. And we can't wait to come out and jam with you guys at Salisbury too.
Yes, absolutely.
You guys have a fantastic venue, great studio, and everybody there was just so cool.
Yeah.
So we really look forward to hanging with you guys, playing there as well.
And we look forward to that happening in the very, very near future, Jeff Salisbury.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Hint, hint.
Well, we'll be seeing you soon, and have a great night.
All right.
Thanks, John.
Sorry, I can't hear shit.
Oh yeah.
Hey, no
so
worries.
Jeff does have he has thrash metal playing like back behind him right now. So there's like a live.
No worries.
He didn't
No
even know
worries,
that
it's
I
all
actually
good.
called him out. Like he didn't even know that we were talking about Shock Mafia here at the Salisbury Center. We can't wait for it to happen.
Neither can I.
All right, love it. Here we go.
Awesome.
Look,
Thanks
you got
so
a
much,
video.
guys.
That's the
See you
first
soon.
video shot that we've ever had of Jeff Salisbury.
Stop doing that.
Oh, hey.
We see
Not
the video.
true.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, we'd love to have you. I'll have to get with Jeff, and we'll try and figure something out.
Absolutely.
That sounds like
I
a
just got
plan.
to get back from traveling first.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Well, that was all of us. I mean, this is the first time that we've gotten together in a month.
Yeah, then I leave for a week next week, and then I go to Idaho after that. So,
All right. Well, I'll be in town.
get to work.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Sounds good. Yeah, Jeff, you had quite the trip. It looked like too. That looked really fun.
Yeah, we talked some back and forth a little bit about that. So yes, I was in Sammy's Cantina, and it was a great cover band that was in that night. It was a fun party band, and that was on like a Tuesday or a Monday. Like that was at the beginning of the week, And the other thing that like surprised me about Sammy's bar was the food. Like I had one of the best dinners that I had at
good.
Cabo Wabo Cantina.
Oh yeah,
like,
it's good stuff.
Yeah. I was expecting bar food, and it was definitely up. I mean, it was a little pricey, I would say that, but it was also like I got grilled shrimp there that was fantastic.
I ate at the one in Vegas. I never made it to Cabo San Lucas, unfortunately, but I have eaten it at some of his places, and they're really good.
Yeah.
And by the way, speaking of stand up and shout, at the Hagar Best of All Worlds show, which was phenomenal, by the way. They,
okay.
I think you may or may not know he actually wrote that song, the Stand Up and Shout from the movie.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Idea. I had no
I
idea.
did not.
But they played his version of it.
Oh, very cool.
And it's different, but it's really cool. But that's like he didn't actually play it live, but they had the kind of the walk on music. And,
Awesome.
And it was pretty cool. Yeah, but check out that track. It's pretty good. It's really heavy.
Yeah, I had no idea. I did not know that. So, and yeah, I know. I'm bummed I missed that show. I was actually in a band rehearsal down in Richmond, so I was just far away, so I couldn't attend that show. And that's one of my heartbreaks of the summer.
It was. I think a lot of people kind of question the lineup for whatever reason, but all that was put to rest when they played live. I mean, of course, look, Satriani's no slouch. He's one of my favorites too.
Yeah.
So it was just one of those just great fits, and it was just fun. I mean, those songs we haven't heard that. The 5150, OU812, balance era stuff for a long time. I mean, Sammy plays that stuff once in a while,
right?
But it was cool to see it in context. I mean, it was almost, I'd say it's like 75-80% Van Halen stuff.
Gotcha.
Great.
And yeah, because he played Jump too, right? Like I heard that.
He did.
Yeah.
They played Ain't Talking About Love, Jump, and Panama.
Cool.
And then everything else was, Hagar era stuff. And those were songs that he actually played when he was in Van Halen. Those
Sure.
were like the 2 or 3 songs that, they focused more on his era stuff. But
Sure.
So it was appropriate, I guess, that they played those, and they sounded good.
Excellent.
They sounded good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Very cool. All right, so we just hit literally Smitty is supposed to start right now.
All
and
right.
he's outside flashing horns at us, and he's being forced to listen to thrash metal at the Salisbury Center. So I'm sure he's ready to kick us out of here.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, it was great talking, and see you guys real soon.
Absolutely. We'll see you on the 9th.
All right.
All right.
Thanks,
again for
John.
having me.
All right, man.
And that's wrapping us up. The boys from Notebook Wagering are up next, and we will be catching you soon on the next episode of the Stand Up and Shout Rock Show.
Great to be back.
This is WSN.